What's going on, guys? We're back with another Fortnite video, and today I'm going to be doing an FPS guide and showing you some tips and tricks to increase the FPS by 60 or 100, or at least keep it steady. Now, these tips and tricks will work if you're on a computer or a laptop. I know there's a lot of videos out there that go into, a bunch of folders and files and CMD command prompt, right? I'm not going to be doing that, only for one step. The only tricks I'm going to be doing is the ones that worked for me. Now, of course, doing these tips will help. The best solution would be to just wait for Epic to release some sort of update for this FPS drop, because even people with really good graphics cards are getting these types of stutters, so they have to do something. Now, I'm almost positive that even if you do have a bad laptop, these tips and tricks will help you at least a bit. So make sure to stay till the end and try all of these tips and tricks. And before we get it started, make sure to drop a like on this video, and if you want to support me even more, you can use code IAMTheRAM in the item shop. Thanks. Okay, so for the first thing we're going to be doing is actually going to the Nvidia control panel. If you don't have a Nvidia graphics card, you could go ahead and skip this step. If you do, just go on this icon and click. If it doesn't show up on this icon, go to your control panel or start menu and you should be able to find it there. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, add your Fortnite client. If you add it, it should be here. Mine is like right here. If it's not, of course, you could click browse right here and just search for it. Now, which settings, it doesn't really matter. My program settings says use global settings, so we're going to go ahead and go to the global section. Now, if you do see that I am missing a couple of these settings, then what you could do is just Google it, because I don't know why I would be missing some. Now, for the first one, ambient occlusion, you want on off, anisotropic filtering off, anti-aliasing FX AA off, anti-aliasing mode off, GPUs you want on all, and you want all of your graphics cards selected, so checked, marked. Maximum pre-rendered frames you want on 1. I have an i7, so I put it as a 1. If you have an i5, I would go for a 4 or a 3 maybe. Just to be sure, put a 4. Multi-framed sample AA off. OpenGL, you can have either auto select or your graphics card. I selected my graphics card. Power management mode, prefer maximum performance. Shader cache on. All of the texture filtering you want on, allow high performance and on. Threaded optimization, auto, triple buffering off, vertical sync off, and virtual pre-rendered frames 1. Now, once you copied all of my settings, you could then go ahead and hit apply at the bottom, and you should be good to go for this right here. Okay, so the next trick, and you probably have gotten this a lot, but it's to update your drivers. How you do that is you just go device manager, search up in Windows, then this is going to pop up. You click on display adapters. I have 2 graphics card. It's important that you update both graphics card. So I'm just going to update one. Search automatically for updated driver. Now, right now it's searching online and in your computer. This should just take a moment. And there you go, it's already installed, the best drivers. And then of course you go ahead and do the second one, update. Now, this next trick, I have tried it for FPS stutters and it did help for like League and Fortnite. So pretty much all you want to do is just disable it. I'm not going to do it because it's going to stop my recording, but you just hit disable. It's going to look different. Then you go and enable. So disable this one and disable this one, and there you go. So the next thing you want to do is actually check for any Windows updates. Now, sometimes these updates will be completely useless. They're not important. Other times they can be very important and they could actually drastically improve your FPS. So how you want to do that is, of course, go to your start menu, click settings, and it's going to bring you to this screen. Then you want to go to update and security. Now, it says that it checks Windows updates like every day. But what you have to actually do is just click checking for updates and it'll show. How I know this is for like a month I didn't have any Windows updates, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Usually I would have updates, and then I click check for updates and this came up. Okay, I don't know if this is the one that came up, but some kind of important update came up and I of course installed it. So I haven't actually installed this one yet. But yeah, if you do have any sort of updates, make sure to do them. If you have never went on Windows Update, you'll most likely have a ton of updates to do, even though it checks automatically and does it automatically. So the next thing you want to do is, same screen, go into System. Then you scroll down a bit, or you don't even have to, go to Storage. Now this is also going to help a lot. You want to go free up space. Right now it's just scanning and it's should be good to go. Yep. Okay, so as you can see, I have 79 gig. Do not check this. This is very important. Everything else should be good. This type of stuff, like this is only 80 meg. You might as well just leave this alone. Things like this, recycling bin. I have 2 gigs in my recycling bin. Now if you've never emptied your recycling bin, I don't know how big it's gonna be, but it definitely helps. So the reason why you don't want to do that is because checking this will actually slow down your computer and it could actually ruin it. And how I know this is I checked it and I searched it up and people said do not do that. So I was like, okay, well, that sucks. Let's take a look at songs. You see this blue arrow right here? It pretty much just compressed everything so it could be smaller. You could save up space, but it's bad because it's gonna slow down your computer. So yeah, that kind of sucks. I checked it without searching it up, but do not check this. Recycling bin, you're good to go, and then you just click remove files, which I'm not gonna do right now because this actually takes a while. I feel like last time I've done this it took like 5 hours, but it's probably because I clicked this. But yeah, that's for freeing up space, which helps a ton, especially if you've never touched your recycling bin. Okay, for this next step, this is the only step that I'm going to be changing any of the Fortnite files, and it's very fast. So what we want to do is type in %app data in the start menu, click the folder, it's going to bring you to this, then click app data, local, find Fortnite game, saved, config, Windows client, game user settings, right click and go to properties. If this is checked, uncheck it, hit apply, hit OK, open it up. Okay, so B show grass, change this to false. Then we're gonna go ahead and find display gamma. I don't know where that is, right here. It should be 1 with 6 zeros. And then you want to go and find foliage quality and change it to 0. And that should be it for the Fortnite files, and this actually did help a bit. And of course, once you changed it, you just close it and hit save. It's gonna pop up. Okay, so for the last few steps, we're gonna actually be heading on to the Fortnite settings. So what you want to do is just be in this section right here, and if you can't record, or if you can't play even, and you're not even recording with VSync off, I'm sorry, but you're just gonna have to turn it on, which is sucks because it gives input lag. Even though it sounds, you know, not that bad, half a second input lag, you're editing everything, you're building, taking out weapons, switching from your pickaxe, that's all gonna, you know, change. I am way better when VSync is actually off, so, but if you can't record with VSync off, you will have to turn it on. If you are still getting FPS stutters in the video, when you look back, you will have to probably have motion blur on. With allow multi-thread rendering, I leave it on because if I leave it off, I get huge FPS stutters. Next thing you want to do is go to the sound section. Now for this also did help a bit. If you really want, you could turn the sound quality to low. I didn't really notice a difference between the quality though, like if it's low or high. So really, if you want, you could turn it in low, and there you go, you might get a tiny bit of better performance. Next thing you want to do, this stuff actually helped quite a bit. What you want to do is turn record replays, record large team replays, and record creative mode replays all on off. Now if you are not recording, leave this on, I guess, if you still want to record some of your kills like I do. Okay, so for the last trick, I am actually not going to be showing you anything. I'm just going to talk about it quickly before the video ends. So for the last one, everyone should be doing this quite often. If you have a computer, you should be cleaning your computer, like clean all the dust out of it, because that will make a huge difference. If you have a computer, do it every month. If you want, you could do it every 2 weeks, but that's too much since it's a computer. You have more fans. If it's a laptop, do it every 2 weeks. If you have no FPS stutters, maybe at 3 weeks, then I guess you could do it then, but I do mine every 2 weeks, because if I wait 3, I start to see some FPS stutters after I look back on my videos. So with my laptop, I can't really unscrew it properly, which sucks. So pretty much what I do is I just grab a vacuum and just dust all that I can from the fan at the bottom, right? So I do that for like 30 seconds, and there you go. Now obviously that's not cleaning it properly, but I'm cleaning where the fan is, so that's the most important part. So if you could just do that every 2 weeks, you will see also a difference. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this FPS guide video. I hope this helped you. This should help you at least a bit, unless you have like a really slow computer, right? If you are also having any trouble with these tips, just let me know, I'll help. And yeah, make sure to drop a like, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.